Hello and welcome to EP Learning English, your place to learn, grow, and improve your English in a fun and simple way. I'm so happy to have you here today. Whether you are at home, on a walk, or just relaxing, I want to thank you for joining me on this journey to better English. Today, we are talking about something very special, something that can change your life and help you become a better English speaker, a better thinker, and a more confident person. Yes, we are talking about reading. Now, I know that some of you might be thinking, reading? But I find it difficult. I don't know what to read. I don't have time. Don't worry. You are not alone. Many English learners feel this way. But today, I will show you why reading is not just important, but also fun, easy, and powerful. Reading is like a magic key. It opens doors to knowledge, new ideas, and even better English skills. Do you want to speak better? Do you want to understand English easily? Do you want to feel more confident when talking to people? Then reading is your best friend. I know that learning a language can feel difficult sometimes. Maybe you listen to native speakers, and they talk so fast. Maybe you see big words in a book, and you don't understand them. Maybe you feel nervous when you try to speak English. But guess what? Reading can help you with all of this. In this podcast, I will tell you exactly why reading is so important, especially for English learners like you. I will give you simple, useful tips to make reading easy and fun. So, if you want to improve your English faster, smarter, and in a more enjoyable way, stay with me till the end. But before we start, I want to ask you a question. Do you read in English? If yes, that's great. Keep going. If no, don't worry. By the end of this episode, you will be excited to start reading. I promise. So, grab your headphones, relax, and let's begin this journey together. Stay with me till the end, because I have some amazing tips that will make you love reading and help you improve your English faster than ever. So, let's get started an important question. What is reading? Reading is the process of understanding written language. It involves recognizing words, processing their meanings, and comprehending the ideas they convey. Reading can be done silently or aloud, and it is an essential skill for acquiring knowledge, communicating effectively, and developing cognitive abilities. When we read, our brain deciphers symbols and connects them to meanings, allowing us to absorb information and expand our understanding of the world. Reading is a fundamental skill that plays a crucial role in learning, personal growth, and communication. How reading impacts the brain. Reading has a significant impact on the brain. It stimulates cognitive functions, enhances memory, and improves focus. When we read, multiple areas of the brain are activated, including those responsible for language processing, visual recognition, and comprehension. Studies have shown that reading strengthens neural connections and promotes brain plasticity, making the brain more adaptable and capable of learning new skills. Additionally, reading regularly can improve analytical thinking, problem-solving skills, and emotional intelligence. One of the most remarkable effects of reading on the brain is its ability to reduce stress and enhance mental well-being. Engaging in a good book can help the mind relax and escape from daily pressures. Moreover, reading fiction, in particular, can improve empathy by allowing readers to experience different perspectives and emotions through characters. Overall, reading is a powerful exercise for the brain, keeping it active, healthy, and sharp throughout life. How reading impacts English speaking. Reading plays a crucial role in developing English-speaking skills. It exposes learners to correct sentence structures, grammar, and vocabulary, all of which are essential for effective communication. When individuals read English texts, they become familiar with common phrases, idiomatic expressions, and different styles of writing. This exposure helps learners internalize language patterns and improves their ability to construct sentences naturally when speaking. Moreover, reading enhances pronunciation and fluency. When learners read aloud, they practice articulation, intonation, and rhythm, which are essential components of spoken English. This practice helps them gain confidence in their speech and reduces hesitation when communicating. Listening to audiobooks while following the text can also be beneficial, as it allows learners to hear the correct pronunciation of words and mimic native-like speech patterns. The relationship between reading and speaking in English. Reading and speaking are closely interconnected in language learning. Reading provides the foundation for effective speaking by enriching vocabulary, improving grammar, and familiarizing learners with different communication styles. The more a person reads, the more words and phrases they accumulate, making it easier to express thoughts clearly and accurately in conversation. Reading also improves comprehension skills, which are essential for meaningful interactions. When individuals understand different sentence structures and contexts through reading, they can respond more appropriately in conversations. Additionally, exposure to well-structured texts helps learners avoid common mistakes and speak more confidently. Another key connection between reading and speaking is the ability to think in English. Many language learners struggle with translating their thoughts from their native language to English, which can slow down their speech. Reading extensively in English helps train the brain to think in English naturally, reducing the need for translation and increasing fluency. Furthermore, reading different types of texts, such as dialogues, stories, news articles, and academic papers, exposes learners to various forms of spoken English. This exposure helps them understand formal and informal speech, slang, and cultural nuances, making their spoken English more versatile and effective in real-life situations. Reading is a powerful tool that influences brain function, enhances cognitive abilities, and significantly impacts English-speaking skills. By reading regularly, learners can expand their vocabulary, improve pronunciation, and develop better comprehension, all of which contribute to confident and fluent speech. The relationship between reading and speaking in English is strong, as reading provides the necessary language foundation that enables learners to express themselves more effectively. To improve English speaking skills, learners should incorporate reading into their daily routine, choosing diverse materials that challenge and engage them. Ultimately, the more one reads, the more fluent and proficient they become in spoken English. The benefits of reading. Reading is one of the most powerful skills a person can develop. It is not just about understanding words on a page. It is about opening your mind to new knowledge, ideas, and possibilities. Whether you are reading a book, an article, or even a short story, you are giving your brain a workout that improves your thinking, memory, and language skills. For English learners, reading is especially important. It helps you improve vocabulary, understand grammar naturally, and become a more confident speaker. But reading is not only useful for learning a language. It also has many other benefits that can help in different areas of life. In this section, let's explore the most important benefits of reading and why you should make it a daily habit. 1. Reading improves language skills. One of the best ways to learn a language is through reading. When you read in English, you see how words are used in sentences, how grammar works, and how ideas are connected. Unlike memorizing grammar rules, reading helps you learn naturally. The more you read, the more you understand sentence structures, tenses, and expressions without needing to think too much. Reading also helps you expand your vocabulary. Every time you read something new, you discover new words and phrases. Instead of learning words from a list, you see them in context, making it easier to remember and use them correctly. Over time, your speaking and writing will improve because you will have more words to express your thoughts clearly. 2. Reading expands knowledge and ideas. Books and articles contain a world of knowledge. Whether you are reading fiction, history, science, or personal development books, you are learning something new. Reading introduces you to different cultures, traditions, and ways of thinking. It allows you to see the world from different perspectives and understand people better. For example, if you read a novel set in another country, you learn about its people, lifestyle, and traditions. If you read a book about science, you discover how things work. If you read biographies, you learn about the lives of great people and their experiences. Every book teaches you something valuable, even if it is just a simple lesson about life. 3. Reading improves focus and memory. In today's world, people are easily distracted. We receive many messages, notifications, and news updates every day. This makes it harder to focus for long periods. Reading is a great way to train your brain to concentrate better. When you read, you must pay attention to the words, follow the story, and remember details. This helps improve your focus, which can be useful for studying, working, or even daily conversations. Reading also improves your memory. Every time you read, you remember characters, settings, ideas, and important details. Your brain connects this information and stores it for later use. Over time, this makes your memory stronger and helps you recall information faster. 4. Reading reduces stress and improves mental health. Life can be stressful. Work, studies, and responsibilities can sometimes feel overwhelming. But reading can be a great way to relax and reduce stress. When you read a good book, your mind focuses on the story instead of your worries. This gives your brain a break and helps you feel more calm and peaceful. Reading also improves mental well-being. It can be a form of escape, taking you to new places, introducing you to new characters, and making you feel emotions in a safe way. Whether you enjoy exciting adventures, romantic stories, or inspiring books, reading allows you to experience different emotions and understand yourself better. 5. Reading develops imagination and creativity. Have you ever read a book and imagined the characters, the places, or the events in your mind? That's the power of reading. Books make you visualize and create pictures in your mind, which helps develop your imagination and creativity. When you read, you are not just looking at words, you are building a whole new world inside your head. This skill is important in many areas of life, from problem-solving to storytelling. Creative thinking is useful in work, school, and personal projects, and reading helps you strengthen this ability. 6. Reading improves communication skills. Good communication is important in every part of life. Whether you are talking to friends, giving a presentation, or writing an email, Clear communication helps you express yourself better. Reading helps improve your communication skills by exposing you to different ways of expressing ideas. When you read, you see how authors organize their thoughts, use different words, and structure their sentences. This helps you learn how to speak and write clearly and effectively. You also become better at understanding others, because reading improves your ability to analyze and interpret meaning. 7. Reading helps you become a lifelong learner. The most successful people in the world share one common habit. They read regularly. Reading is a way to keep learning and growing throughout life. It doesn't matter how old you are or where you are from. If you read, you continue to learn new things every day. By making reading a habit, you open the door to self-improvement, personal development, and continuous education. The knowledge you gain from books can help you make better decisions, solve problems, and understand the world more deeply. 8. Enhances reading comprehension and thinking skills. Reading in English is not just about recognizing words, it is also about understanding their meaning. When you read, your brain actively processes information, making connections between ideas. This strengthens your reading comprehension skills, allowing you to understand texts more quickly and accurately. Moreover, reading helps develop critical thinking skills. When you read stories, essays, or news articles, you analyze the information, form opinions, and sometimes even question the author's perspective. This ability to think critically is essential in daily life, especially in academic and professional settings. It improves your ability to express yourself clearly and confidently in discussions and debates. 9. Boosts writing skills and creativity. Reading and writing go hand in hand. The more you read, the better your writing becomes. Reading exposes you to different writing styles, tones, and formats, helping you develop your own writing skills. You learn how to organize ideas, use transitions smoothly, and create engaging sentences. Furthermore, reading stimulates creativity. When you read novels, stories, or poetry, your imagination is activated. You visualize scenes, emotions, and characters, which improves your ability to think creatively. This is especially helpful for writing essays, stories, and reports in English. Many great writers say that reading is the foundation of good writing, and that is absolutely true. 10. Helps in exams and academic success. For students, reading in English is essential for academic success. Many English exams, such as IELTS, TOEFL, and Cambridge tests, require strong reading skills. The more you read, the better you perform in reading comprehension tasks. Reading also helps in writing essays and answering exam questions effectively. When you are familiar with different writing styles and vocabulary, you can write clearly and persuasively. Additionally, many university courses require extensive reading. So developing this habit early will give you a big advantage in your studies. 11th, reduces stress and increases. Focus reading in English is a great way to relax and reduce stress. When you read a good book, you enter a different world, leaving behind worries and stress. It provides mental relaxation and helps you feel calm. Research has shown that reading reduces stress levels and improves concentration. At the same time, reading improves focus and attention span. Unlike watching videos or scrolling through social media, reading requires deep concentration. This trains your brain to focus for longer periods, which is useful in studies, work, and daily life. Reading is more than just a hobby. It is a powerful tool for learning, growth, and success. It helps you improve your language skills, expand your knowledge, develop your imagination, and become a better communicator. It also reduces stress, improves focus, and helps you become a lifelong learner. If you want to improve your English, gain new ideas, and open your mind to endless possibilities, start reading today. Even just 10 to 15 minutes a day can make a big difference in your skills and confidence. So, what book or article will you read next? Why reading is important for English learners. Learning English is a journey, and reading is one of the most powerful tools to make that journey easier and more enjoyable. Many English learners focus only on speaking and listening, but reading is just as important. It helps you improve your vocabulary, understand grammar naturally, and become a more confident speaker. Reading is not just about understanding words. It is about developing your thinking, expanding your knowledge, and strengthening your communication skills. In this section, we will explore why reading is so important for English learners and how it can help you improve your language skills faster and more effectively. 1. Reading improves vocabulary. One of the biggest challenges for English learners is learning new words. Reading helps you discover new vocabulary in a natural way. Instead of memorizing long lists of words, you see how words are used in real sentences. This makes it easier to remember their meanings and how to use them correctly. For example, if you read a short story, you will see common words used in different ways. You might also find new words, and because they are in a sentence, you can guess their meaning. This is much more effective than learning words in isolation. The more you read, the more words you will learn, and your speaking and writing will improve. 2. Reading helps you understand grammar naturally. Many learners struggle with English grammar. Studying grammar rules can be difficult, and remembering them while speaking can be even harder. However, when you read, you see correct grammar structures in every sentence. This helps you understand grammar in a natural way, without the need for complicated explanations. For example, by reading, you will see how past tense, present perfect, or conditional sentences are used in real situations. Over time, your brain will recognize these patterns, and you will start using them correctly without thinking too much. This is why reading is one of the best ways to learn grammar effortlessly. 3. Reading improves pronunciation and fluency. Although reading is a silent activity, it can help improve your pronunciation and speaking fluency. When you read, you see how words are written, and you can mentally hear their sounds. If you read aloud, you practice pronouncing words correctly and speaking with better rhythm and flow. Many English learners struggle with pronunciation because English spelling and pronunciation are not always the same. Reading regularly helps you recognize word patterns, making it easier to guess the correct pronunciation of new words. Over time, this helps improve your speaking confidence. 4. Reading helps with listening skills. Reading and listening are connected. When you read, you train your brain to recognize sentence structures, word patterns, and expressions. This makes it easier to understand spoken English because you are already familiar with the way English is structured. For example, if you read a lot of conversations in books, articles, or stories, you will recognize the same phrases when you listen to native speakers. This helps you understand spoken English faster and improves your overall communication skills. 5. Reading helps you think in English. One of the biggest challenges for English learners is thinking in English instead of translating from their native language. Reading helps with this because when you read, your brain processes English directly. Over time, this reduces the need to translate and helps you respond faster in conversations. For example, if you read a novel in English, you get used to seeing English words and sentences. Your brain starts to understand meaning without needing to translate. This is a key step to becoming fluent in English. Sixth, reading builds confidence in using English. Confidence is important for learning any language. Many learners feel nervous about making mistakes when speaking or writing in English. Reading helps you become more confident because it exposes you to correct English every day. The more you read, the more comfortable you become with the language. For example, if you read an article every day, you will see common words, phrases, and grammar structures again and again. This repetition helps you feel more comfortable using English, making it easier to speak and write with confidence. 7. Reading provides cultural understanding. Language is not just about words and grammar. It is also about culture. When you read English books, newspapers, or articles, you learn about different cultures, traditions, and ways of thinking. This helps you understand how native speakers use language in real-life situations. For example, reading a novel from an English-speaking country can teach you about their customs, humor, and way of life. This makes communication easier because you understand the cultural context behind the language. 8. Reading improves writing skills. If you want to improve your writing, reading is essential. Good writers are always good readers because they learn how to organize ideas, use correct grammar, and write in a clear and effective way. When you read, you see how sentences are structured, how paragraphs are organized, and how ideas are expressed. This helps you develop your own writing skills, making it easier to write essays, emails, or even social media posts in English. 9. Reading is an enjoyable way to learn. Learning English should not be boring. Reading is a fun and enjoyable way to improve your skills. Whether you like stories, news, or self-improvement books, there is something for everyone. When you find a book or article that interests you, learning English becomes exciting. You forget that you are studying, and you start enjoying the process. This makes it easier to stay motivated and keep learning. 10. Reading helps you become a lifelong learner. English is a global language, and reading in English gives you access to unlimited knowledge. Whether you want to learn about history, science, business, or self-development, most of the world's information is available in English. By making reading a habit, you continue to learn new things every day. This not only improves your English but also helps you grow as a person. Successful people read regularly because they know that knowledge is power. Reading is one of the best ways to improve your English skills. It expands your vocabulary, helps you understand grammar naturally, improves pronunciation, builds confidence, and makes learning enjoyable. It also connects you to different cultures, improves writing skills, and helps you think in English. If you want to learn English faster and more effectively, start reading today. Even just 10 to 15 minutes a day can make a big difference in your progress. Find a book, article, or story that interests you and make reading a daily habit. So, what will you read next? How to read. Best tips. Reading is one of the most powerful tools for improving your English language skills. Whether you are a beginner or an advanced learner, reading can help expand your vocabulary, improve grammar, and enhance your understanding of sentence structures. However, knowing how to read effectively can make a big difference in how much you learn and how quickly you improve. Now, we will explore the best tips for how to read, offering you practical strategies to make reading an enjoyable and beneficial part of your English learning journey. 1. Start with material you enjoy. One of the most important tips for reading is to choose materials that you actually enjoy. If you find reading boring or difficult, it's easy to lose motivation and stop altogether. So, start with topics that interest you. Whether it's a story, a magazine, a topic about your hobbies, or even a book about your favorite subject, the key is to enjoy the process. When you are interested in what you're reading, you will find it much easier to stay focused and committed to your reading habit. For example, if you love sports, read articles or books about sports. If you enjoy cooking, look for recipes and cooking blogs in English. When reading becomes something you enjoy, it will no longer feel like a task or homework. Instead, it will feel like a fun activity that helps you learn. 2. Choose the right difficulty level. When you first start reading in English, it's important to choose material that is not too difficult, but also not too easy. If the text is too hard, you may feel frustrated and lose confidence. If it's too easy, you might not learn anything new, and you could become bored. Find a balance between the two. You want to challenge yourself without feeling overwhelmed. Look for books, articles, or blogs that match your current level of English. For example, if you are a beginner, start with children's books, short stories, or simple articles. As you progress, you can move on to more complex materials, such as novels, academic articles, or newspapers. A good tip is to choose materials that you can understand about 80 to 90% of. This will allow you to learn new words and phrases while still feeling confident as you read. 3. Read regularly. Reading is a skill, and like any skill, it improves with regular practice. Make reading a daily habit to see consistent improvement. Even if you only have 10 to 15 minutes a day to read, this time will add up over weeks and months, leading to noticeable progress in your English skills. You don't have to read for hours at a time. The key is to read consistently, even if it's just for a short time. Set a daily reading goal, such as reading one chapter of a book, a few pages of an article, or a couple of short stories every day. This will help build a routine and ensure that reading stays a regular part of your learning process. 4. Use a dictionary, but don't rely too much on it. While reading, you will inevitably come across words you don't understand. One great strategy is to use a dictionary to look up unfamiliar words. However, avoid interrupting your reading flow by looking up every single word. Instead, try to guess the meaning of the word from the context. This can help you improve your understanding of the language and give you more practice in figuring out meanings from surrounding words and sentences. If you really need to know the meaning of a word, look it up in the dictionary. But don't stop your reading for too long. Keep reading the passage and come back to the word later, or make a note of the word to look up after you finish the text. This way, you won't lose your flow, and you can still learn new words without getting frustrated. 5. Take notes and make flashcards. One of the best ways to improve your vocabulary is to take notes as you read. Write down new words, interesting phrases, or useful expressions that you come across. Then, review your notes regularly to reinforce your learning. Creating flashcards is a great method for remembering vocabulary. Write the word on one side of the card and the definition or a sentence with the word on the other side. You can also include the translation if necessary, but try to focus on the context in which the word is used. Reviewing your flashcards frequently will help you retain the new vocabulary you're learning. 6. Read aloud. Reading aloud is an excellent strategy to improve both your pronunciation and fluency. When you read aloud, you practice speaking and improve your understanding of the rhythm and flow of the language. It's also a great way to boost your confidence in speaking English. Start by reading short passages or sentences aloud. Focus on your pronunciation, stressing the correct words, and practicing intonation. Over time, you'll become more comfortable speaking English, and your pronunciation will improve as well. If possible, record yourself reading and listen to the recording to identify areas for improvement. 7. Break down texts into smaller parts. If you're reading a long or complex text, it can be helpful to break it down into smaller sections. Read a paragraph or two at a time and pause to understand what you've just read before moving on to the next part. This technique helps you process the information and avoid feeling overwhelmed. You can also summarize each section after you finish reading it. This not only helps you understand the material better, but also improves your memory and comprehension skills. If there's a part you didn't understand well, go back and reread it. 8. Read with purpose. When you read, it's important to have a clear purpose. Why are you reading this material? What do you want to learn from it? Are you reading for pleasure, to improve your vocabulary, or to understand a particular topic? Having a goal in mind will help you stay focused and engaged while reading. For example, if you are reading a novel to improve your vocabulary, pay attention to the new words and phrases that appear. If you are reading an article to learn more about a specific topic, focus on understanding the main ideas and key points. 9. Discuss what you read. A great way to reinforce what you've read is by discussing it with others. Whether you talk to a language partner, a teacher, or even a friend who speaks English, discussing what you've read helps to solidify your understanding and improve your speaking skills. You can share your thoughts, opinions, and summaries of the text. If you're part of a language exchange or book club, participating in discussions about what you read can be a fun and motivating way to improve your English. 10. Mix different types of reading materials. To improve your language skills in all areas, it's important to read a variety of materials. Don't stick to just one type of content. Try to mix things up by reading books, newspapers, blogs, articles, and social media posts. Different types of reading materials will expose you to different writing styles, vocabulary, and ideas. For example, reading news articles helps you learn formal language, while novels introduce you to informal and conversational expressions. By reading a variety of materials, you'll develop a more rounded understanding of English. To sum up, the best tips for how to read as an English learner include choosing material that interests you, reading regularly, using a dictionary wisely, taking notes, reading aloud, breaking texts into smaller parts, and mixing different types of reading materials. By following these strategies, you can turn reading into a fun and productive habit that will help you improve your English skills in no time. Remember, The key is to be patient and consistent. Reading is a skill that gets better with time and practice. Start with materials that match your level. Read every day and take active steps to learn new words and concepts. Most importantly, enjoy the process of reading and make it a part of your everyday routine. Happy reading and good luck with your English learning journey. What to read as an English learner? Reading is one of the best ways to improve your English skills, but many learners struggle with one big question. What should I read? Choosing the right reading material is important because it affects how much you learn and how motivated you feel. If a book is too difficult, you may get frustrated. If it is too easy, you may not learn much. The key is to find something that matches your level and interests. In this section, we will explore different types of reading materials that are perfect for English learners. Whether you are a beginner, intermediate, or advanced learner, there is something for everyone. 1. Graded Readers, Books for English Learners. Graded readers are books designed especially for English learners. They are written in simple and clear English and are divided into different levels. If you are a beginner, you can start with books that use basic vocabulary and short sentences. As your skills improve, you can move to more advanced levels. Many classic stories and popular books have been rewritten as graded readers. For example, books like The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, Pride and Prejudice, or Alice in Wonderland are available in easier versions for English learners. These books help you build confidence because they are not too difficult, and you can enjoy the story while improving your English. 2. Children's books. Children's books are a great choice for English learners because they use simple words, short sentences, and lots of pictures. These books are written for young native speakers, so they are fun, engaging, and easy to understand. Some great children's books for English learners include The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle, Charlotte's Web by E.B. White, Matilda by Roald Dahl. Children's books help you learn common words and phrases naturally. They also introduce you to storytelling, which improves your ability to understand and use English in everyday situations. 3. Short stories. If you don't have time to read long books, short stories are a perfect solution. Short stories are easier to finish, and they help you practice reading without feeling overwhelmed. Many short stories also have clear messages or lessons, which makes them interesting and useful. Some famous short story collections for English learners include Aesop's Fables, classic moral stories with simple English, The Happy Prince and Other Stories by Oscar Wilde, beautiful and emotional stories, The Gift of the Magi by O. Henry, a touching Christmas story with a surprise ending. Reading short stories helps improve reading speed, comprehension, and vocabulary while keeping you entertained. 4. News articles for learners. Reading news articles is a great way to improve your English while staying informed about the world. However, many news websites use difficult words and complex grammar. The good news is that there are news websites made for English learners. These websites write news articles in simple English, making them easy to understand. Some great websites for learning English through news are BBC Learning English, news stories written in clear and easy English. News in Levels, news articles available at beginner, intermediate, and advanced levels. The Times in Plain English, a website that simplifies real news articles. Reading the news helps you learn new words sentence structures, and real-world English that native speakers use every day. It is also a great way to practice reading and listening if the website includes audio. 5. Blogs and online articles. If you prefer reading about topics that interest you, blogs and online articles are a fantastic choice. There are thousands of blogs about travel, food, health, personal development, and more. You can find something that matches your interests and level of English. Some good websites for simple and useful articles include ESL Reading Smart, articles designed for English learners; ThoughtCo ESL, interesting and easy-to-read articles for learners; Medium.com, articles on different topics. Some are easy, some are difficult. Reading blogs and online articles helps you learn conversational English and useful phrases that native speakers often use in daily life. 6. Comic books and graphic novels. If you enjoy stories with pictures, comic books and graphic novels are a great option. Comics combine text and visuals, making it easier to understand the meaning of words and sentences. Some popular and easy-to-read comics include Garfield, a funny comic about a lazy cat; The Peanuts, classic stories about Charlie Brown and his friends; Marvel or DC Comics, superhero stories with simple and fun dialogue. Reading comics helps you learn expressions, improve your understanding of conversations, and enjoy the learning process without too much difficulty. 7. English subtitles in movies and TV shows. If you love watching movies or TV shows, using English subtitles can help you practice reading in a fun way. When you watch a show with subtitles, you see how words are written while hearing them spoken. This improves reading, listening, and pronunciation at the same time. Some great TV shows and movies for English learners include Friends, a comedy series with simple, everyday conversations; The Big Bang Theory, a mix of science and humor with clear speech; Harry Potter movies, a great choice if you like fantasy stories. Using subtitles is a great way to train your brain to recognize English words quickly while enjoying entertainment. 8. Self-improvement and motivational books. If you are interested in personal development, self-improvement books can help you improve English while learning valuable life lessons. These books often use clear, practical language and simple sentence structures. Some great motivational books for English learners include The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, a book about mindfulness and living in the present; The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, a guide to success and productivity; Atomic Habits by James Clear, a book about building good habits and improving your life. These books help you learn new words related to self-growth and improve your ability to understand complex ideas in English. Reading is one of the best ways to improve vocabulary, grammar, comprehension, and confidence in English. The key is to choose the right material for your level and interests. Whether you read graded readers, children's books, short stories, news articles, blogs, comics, subtitles, or self-improvement books, reading regularly will help you become a better English speaker. Start today. Find a book, article, or comic that excites you, and make reading a daily habit. The more you read, the faster you will improve. Happy reading. How to make reading a habit. Reading is one of the most effective ways to improve your English skills, but making it a consistent habit can sometimes feel difficult. Whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced learner, building a reading habit will not only boost your language skills, but also help you become more knowledgeable. The good news is, Anyone can make reading a regular part of their life with the right strategies and mindset. In this section, we'll explore some practical tips to help you make reading a habit. 1. Start with small goals. One of the main reasons people struggle to build a reading habit is that they try to read too much too quickly. If you set an unrealistic goal, like reading a whole novel in a week, it can feel overwhelming, and you might lose motivation. Instead, start small and set manageable goals. For example, you could aim to read for just 10 to 15 minutes each day. This is a manageable starting point for beginners, and it will help you build the habit without feeling stressed. As you get used to reading every day, you can gradually increase your reading time. Small goals make the process easier, more enjoyable, and less intimidating. 2. Read what you enjoy. It's important to choose reading materials that interest you. If you don't enjoy what you're reading, it will be hard to keep up with it. Whether it's fiction, nonfiction, comics, or even blogs about your favorite hobbies, reading something you like will make the habit feel less like a chore and more like a fun activity. If you're unsure of what you might enjoy, start by reading short stories, articles, or books related to your personal interests. If you love sports, for example, you could read articles or books about sports. If you're into technology or cooking, find reading materials in those areas. The key is to make reading enjoyable so you look forward to it every day. 3. Set a specific time for reading. Building a habit requires consistency. One of the best ways to ensure you read every day is to set a specific time for it. Pick a time when you're most likely to be free and focused. It could be in the morning, during your lunch break, or before bed. By setting a specific time for reading, you will form a routine, and reading will become a natural part of your daily schedule. The more consistent you are, the easier it will be to stick to the habit. If you read at the same time every day, it will soon become second nature. 4. Create a comfortable reading environment. A quiet and comfortable reading environment can make all the difference when you're trying to build a reading habit. Choose a place where you can focus and relax without distractions. This might be a cozy corner of your room, a comfortable chair, or even a park bench if you prefer reading outdoors. Make sure the lighting is good so you don't strain your eyes. If you're reading on a screen, reduce the brightness to avoid discomfort. The goal is to create an environment that encourages you to stay focused and enjoy your reading session. A comfortable space will make reading more pleasant and increase your chances of turning it into a regular habit. 5. Keep your books handy. One common reason people struggle to read regularly is that they don't always have a book ready when they want to read. Keeping your reading materials handy can make it easier to read more often. You can carry a book or an e-reader with you in your bag, so whenever you have free time, whether it's while waiting for a bus, sitting in a cafe, or during a lunch break, you can grab it and read a few pages. If you have a smartphone or tablet, download an e-reading app, and you'll always have a book at your fingertips. This way, you won't have any excuses not to read, and you can easily fit reading into your day. 6. Join a reading group or challenge. Joining a reading group or participating in a reading challenge can give you the extra motivation you need to keep reading. A reading group is a great way to meet people who share similar interests and stay accountable to your reading goals. Many groups discuss books, share recommendations, and support each other to stay on track. Reading challenges are also a fun way to stay engaged. You can participate in online reading challenges, like reading a certain number of books in a year, or reading a specific type of book each month. These challenges provide structure, set goals, and make the process more fun and social. By joining a group or challenge, you'll be more motivated to stick to your reading habit. 7. Use audiobooks. If you're not always in the mood to sit down and read a physical book, consider audiobooks as an alternative. Audiobooks are a great way to consume books when you're doing other tasks, like cooking, cleaning, or exercising. Listening to audiobooks can also improve your listening skills in English. It's a good way to get used to the natural rhythm and pronunciation of the language. Audiobooks are available in many genres, from classic literature to modern novels. You can download them on your phone or listen to them through apps like Audible, Spotify, or YouTube. Combining audiobooks with physical reading can increase your exposure to English and help reinforce the habit. 8. Track your progress. Tracking your progress can be a great way to stay motivated and celebrate your achievements. You can keep a reading journal where you note down the books you've read, the time you spent reading, and what you learned. This will allow you to see how much progress you're making and encourage you to keep going. There are also several apps and websites that can help you track your reading. For example, Goodreads allows you to set reading goals, track books you've read, and discover new books to add to your list. By tracking your progress, you will feel more motivated to keep reading and make it a part of your routine. 9. Be patient and don't give up. Making reading a habit doesn't happen overnight. Like any habit, it takes time, effort, and consistency. You might miss a day or two, and that's okay. The important thing is to not give up. Keep trying, and eventually, reading will become a natural part of your life. Start by reading a little bit each day, and over time, you'll notice how your skills improve. Remember, it's not about how much you read, but how consistently you read. Even if it's just a few pages every day, the key is to make it part of your daily routine. 10. Celebrate your successes. Finally, celebrate your successes, no matter how small they seem. Did you finish a book? Celebrate. Did you read for a full week without missing a day? Celebrate again. Positive reinforcement will keep you motivated and make you more likely to continue your reading habit. Reward yourself with something you enjoy, whether it's a favorite snack, a relaxing activity, or even starting a new book. Each small success will bring you closer to making reading a habit and improve your English skills. Building a reading habit takes time, but with the right strategies, you can make it part of your everyday life. Start small, read what you enjoy, set specific reading times, create a comfortable space, and track your progress. Don't forget to join a reading group or challenge and use audiobooks to stay motivated. And most importantly, be patient with yourself. Reading is a journey, and every step counts toward improving your English skills and becoming a more knowledgeable person. Start today, and you'll soon find that reading is a rewarding habit that will continue to help you improve your English for years to come. As we approach the end of this podcast episode, let's take a moment to reflect on the key points we've discussed today. Whether you are a beginner or someone who has been learning English for some time, we've covered several important strategies that can help you improve your skills through reading. From why reading is important for English learners to how you can make reading a regular habit, we've provided practical and actionable tips to guide you through the process. Let's wrap things up with a few final thoughts and a call to action that will keep you motivated on your English learning journey. 1. The power of reading for language learning. First and foremost, we need to remember the power of reading as a tool for language learning. Reading is not only about understanding words, it's about immersing yourself in the language and learning how to think and express yourself in English. The more you read, the more you will improve your vocabulary, your grammar, and your understanding of how sentences and phrases are structured. Reading opens up countless opportunities for exposure to different writing styles, tones, and perspectives, all of which will help you become a more fluent and confident English speaker. Whether you are reading books, articles, or even social media posts, you are constantly absorbing the language and enhancing your skills. Remember, each page you turn brings you one step closer to mastering English. 2. The benefits of building a reading habit. If you've taken away one thing from today's podcast, it's the importance of making reading a consistent habit. Building a reading routine can greatly accelerate your progress. It's not about reading a huge amount every day. It's about reading consistently and making it a part of your everyday life. Just like any other skill, learning English requires regular practice. With regular reading, you're constantly reinforcing your knowledge of the language, and over time, you'll notice the improvement. The more you read, the more natural it will feel, and it will no longer be a difficult task, but something that you look forward to. So, start small, read regularly, and build this habit gradually. 3. Start today. Take action. Now that you understand the significance of reading for improving your English, it's time to put this knowledge into action. Don't wait for the perfect moment to begin. The best time to start is right now. You don't need to wait until you have a lot of free time or until you're fluent in English. Begin today, even if it's just a few minutes. Choose a short article or an easy book that interests you and start reading. Remember, the goal is progress, not perfection. Don't worry if you don't understand every word, or if you have to read the same passage more than once. The key is to keep reading and stay motivated. Over time, you will see improvement, and you'll feel more confident in your ability to understand and speak English. 4. Stay consistent and patient. As with any new habit, consistency is key. Building a reading habit takes time, but the more you practice, the easier it will become. Don't be discouraged if you miss a day, or if you feel like you're not progressing as quickly as you'd like. Patience is crucial. Remember, language learning is a journey, not a race. It's perfectly normal to have moments of frustration, especially when things feel difficult. But keep in mind that language learning is a gradual process, and every little bit of practice counts. Even if you read just 10 minutes a day, that's still valuable progress. Keep going, and you'll see results in time. 5. Mix it up. Enjoy the process. While it's important to be consistent, it's also crucial to keep the process fun and enjoyable. Don't stick to just one type of material if it's not exciting to you. Reading doesn't have to be boring or monotonous. Mix things up by reading different kinds of content: novels, blogs, news articles, short stories, or even comic books. You can also try reading aloud. which will help improve your pronunciation and speaking skills. Experiment with different formats like audiobooks, ebooks, or physical books. By keeping things interesting, you'll stay engaged and you won't feel like reading is a chore. 6. Set realistic goals and celebrate small wins. As you progress in your reading journey, it's important to set realistic, achievable goals. Start with simple goals, like reading for 10 minutes each day or finishing a chapter by the end of the week. Celebrate your achievements, no matter how small they seem. Did you finish a book or article? That's a win. Did you read consistently for a week? Another win. Celebrating these small victories will keep you motivated and remind you of how far you've come. When you see the results of your hard work, it will encourage you to continue pushing forward. 7. Take action. Now, join the reading challenge. I encourage you to take immediate action after listening to this podcast. One of the best ways to stay committed to building your reading habit is by participating in a reading challenge. You can set a goal for the number of pages or books you want to read by the end of the month or the year. If you're not sure where to start, try setting a goal of reading one book a month or reading 15 minutes every day for the next 30 days. The key is to start, track your progress, and keep going. Whether it's a physical book, an ebook, or an audiobook, every page you read brings you closer to your goal of becoming more fluent in English. 8. Your next step. Join the community. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. There are many English learners out there, and joining a community can be incredibly motivating. Whether you join an online book club, an English learning group, or just connect with friends or classmates who also want to improve their reading, the support from others can make a big difference. Share your reading goals with others, discuss books you've read, and exchange recommendations. By joining a community, you'll stay motivated, and you might even discover new books or materials that you never considered before. It's a great way to stay engaged and motivated in your learning process. 9. Stay committed to your learning journey. Lastly, stay committed to your English learning journey. Every step you take, no matter how small, is progress. Don't give up just because things feel difficult at times. Keep pushing forward, and remember that with each book you finish, each article you read, and each new word you learn, you are getting closer to your goal of fluency. This is not just about improving your English skills. It's about developing a lifelong habit that will serve you well in many areas of your life. As you continue to read, you'll improve your understanding of English, become more confident in your speaking, and develop a deeper appreciation for the language. So, I invite you to take the first step today. Start reading, even if it's just for 10 minutes, and stay consistent. Join a reading challenge, track your progress, and celebrate each small win along the way. And most importantly, enjoy the process. Learning a language is an exciting journey, and reading is one of the most enjoyable and effective ways to improve your skills. If you found this podcast helpful, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more tips, strategies, and insights into English learning. Leave a comment sharing what you're currently reading or any challenges you're facing in your language journey. We'd love to hear from you and support you in your learning process. Thank you for listening, and keep reading. Your future self will thank you.